fellow traders, I hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you had a great day and you're enjoying your evening or morning or whatever it is, wherever you are. But what an exciting market. There's a lot of stuff happening. It seems like this is the week of the short squeeze, but you got to be careful now. This isn't going to continue. This isn't going to continue to happen. It will stop. It will be over soon. But while it's happening, it is pretty funny and pretty incredible. Well, no, I can't say funny because, a lot of people have been hurt. I did pretty good for 2 days. I'm not willing to risk it anymore. It's just too much of a risk. So I'm just going to sit back, let everything play itself out, and keep trying to do my thing as best I can. Now, the market is kind of messed up in the fact that, a lot of these bigger name stocks, these stocks that have real value, are going down. But it's not because the companies are losing value. It's because people that are having to cover these big shorts, in order to meet their margin calls and stuff, they're having to sell stocks that they have profit on. And they're having to sell a lot of it. And it's coming out into the open market. And you're seeing a lot of these big name companies, established companies, sell off for no reason. And I don't know 100%, but that's my opinion as to what's going on. So it is hurting the stocks that I tend to trade every day. I am having a little bit of issue with dealing with that, but I'm going to keep being consistent, keep doing everything the way I do it. I dabbled a little bit in it today, but I realized I'm just not comfortable trading that way. So, and we'll talk about that here going forward. But what I want to share with you today is this is an idea that I got from reading David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me. I recommended it to you guys. And the book helps you build that callous mind that you need to be a really good trader. And one of the things that he had or talked about is exercise and having an accountability mirror. It's like you put things that you want to focus on, that you want to hold yourself accountable for, on the mirror. And when you look at yourself in the mirror every day, you would see it and it will reiterate what you want to do. But because we're in the market and we're watching our monitors all day, why not have an accountability monitor? So all of the issues that you're dealing with, the troubles that you have, things that you need to focus on, that you need to work on, just make little notes and stick them to your monitor. This is one of my monitors. All right. And I had to block out this because it wasn't a word I would want to publish. But it gets the point across. So these are some of the things that I have issues with: trading inside channels, making sure I check the 60-minute chart to make sure I have room for the trade, and no over trading. And I've been over trading lately because I've had to. The market is not giving me the big moves. We're going through this cycle. So I think once we come out of this and, this short squeeze stuff settles down, we'll start to see good moves and all that stuff. But just wanted to share this idea with you. It works great because too many times we'll forget important things and it could cost us a trade. So if we're focused in on this all day, then I think things are gonna be just fine. You're gonna be able to work through it, and before you know it, it becomes second nature. All right, and these things do change from time to time. The other ones on the other monitors, they do change. Because once I've kind of rotated out of one issue, another one is rearing its ugly head, and I have to deal with that. So that's where we are. All right, disclaimer, if you want to read that, pause it and go through it if you haven't seen it already. What did I say that I felt was going to happen yesterday in the SPY? That I felt it. I felt the market heavy. I felt that it was going to sell off. I didn't expect this big of a sell-off. I thought we would test the 20 today, potentially, the 20 here today, and then I felt we may test the 50 tomorrow. But we are going to test the 50 tomorrow. We did get close to the 50 today, but we are going to test it tomorrow, I think. We'll see how the market opens, but we may test it tomorrow. If we do and we lose this, we coming back to the 100. We're going to get a deep pullback. We might have an issue in through here, but this is the day that I thought we would have. But what's funny is that the market sold off, and again, I'm thinking the market is selling off because these hedge funds that covered their big shorts on GME, and now we've got AMC and a couple of other ones that are getting squeezed. They're having to sell these big companies. They're having to sell this stock that they can make money on. And I think that's what's affecting the market going down. That's what I think is affecting these stocks going down. Why a stock on earnings, positive earnings, gapping down like Microsoft did, like Facebook did after the market. Apple's not doing much. Tesla. I mean, you can go on and on and on. But I just feel trouble coming. All right, so let's take a look at today. This morning, I don't know how many of you had issues with your broker. There were several brokers, mine included. TD Ameritrade had issues, and I could not trade the open. And man, I was upset because we had a lot of stocks that gave us really good opening range breakdowns, starting with Starbucks, Microsoft. A lot of these, Facebook, gave us good opening trades, and I couldn't trade it. So we were shut down until about 10 o'clock, and that's when things started coming back. So these trades I just took because I was testing. So I waited for it to set up, and I was going to trade it for real. And I got pissed just that quick. I got in, this thing started to turn on me, and I just took it off. It still never did get down to my 97.50, and this would have stopped me out. If I had still held on to this, it would have stopped me out. It never did get to my first target. But this thing just traded really, really bad today. This wasn't a good trader. Even though it made the move, it wasn't the best of traders. But you can see I kind of botched it up. But again, I was just testing to see if the platform was working. And that's all I was doing. I wasn't really trying to make any money on this. But I was on this, and the one I tried to make money on was the one that failed on me. LAZR, this was a damn, I guess you could say it looks like a chase. I had the top of the channel here, but after the trade and after I looked at this, I'm like, really, it should have been an entry back here. If I was going to trade it, this is where I should have entered it. But I waited up here. I got in, and as you can see, it hit serious resistance at 41. I saw it. When it got up there, it flashed. You saw the big gap between the ask and the bid, which meant the bid kept going up, the ask hit a ceiling, and it was not moving. That tells you you're running into some serious resistance. And that's why I said reading price action. I could trade without indicators at this point. I think I use indicators more or less to teach and, to help, guide. But most of these indicators, moving averages and stuff, I could just do without. But, as far as trading, I do need them to find the level so I could plan my trade. Because if you don't know how far it could potentially move before you get in, then you can't plan. So I do need those to help me plan, but I don't need those while I'm in the trade, because you can tell reading the price action. You can tell when it hits support or resistance, and you can tell when it's serious. And so I bailed on it. This turned out to be the right one. Now, if this sounds familiar, this is the swing we got out of. And here, pre-market, I was looking really smart, right? This thing ripped up at the open, but now it's come all the way back. So this actually got squeezed today for some reason. But I still wouldn't have been able to make any money if I'd have held through it. So I still think I made the right decision on that. But didn't do well day trading. That was kind of a mess. And here, I'm trying to flex my muscles here and trying to trade this volatile stock popping, out. So I let it put in a top here. It pulled back. It came ripping through. So hell, I'm good to go. I get in, bam, take profit here. The thing comes slamming back. And for some reason, I only took half the position off. I thought I hit the right button, but this thing is going so fast, so I ended up taking the other half off at a loss. And then this thing starts to rip again, so I jump in looking for this thing to continue going up. And it's just like chop, 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 chop. And I just took it off. It's like, I can't deal with this. I can't handle this. This is not how I trade. So this was me trying to do something outside of the box, outside of what I normally do, because the market's just not in my wheelhouse now. And this proves, well, maybe it's not going to prove the point I really wanted to make. And you'll see why in a minute. But it's not what we need to do. Just because I feel I have all this experience and I know how to do it, executing it is something totally different. I've got dyslexia, so it really makes it tough on me when things are moving fast. And that's what happened here. PLTR was just a straight up channel break that did not have any legs, but it had legs over here. It didn't have the legs here. So, I wish I had been locked in a little bit later on. Could have caught this and had a really nice move up going into the close. But no dice on this, just a couple of bucks, a little base hit. Actually, that was a bunt. And here's Facebook. I waited on Facebook all day, and we finally got the move, and it did not make it to the 100-day moving average. This was another target. I got to the first target. I short shifted it. Right here, I short shifted it a little bit because we fell through 271 so fast. I just went ahead and grabbed some, and I was like, I can take a third off down here, and I'll be back on schedule. But it didn't make it. It bounced and ended up taking me back out. And, that was that. So, Facebook reported earnings. And, it's not doing as good as it should. It is down. So, that was Facebook. And SQ, I think, was the last day trade I made. And it was probably the best of the day. I got short here. I took some off. And I don't even know what the hell happened here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got back in. I got out, and I got back in, and then I ended up getting stopped out. That's what happened. So I took these two off, ended up getting back in, and ended up getting stopped out on the last move. So I gave back $300 of my profit today on a late day trade, and I thought this was going to work, and then guess what? It did come down. It did end up coming down and selling, but it is what it is. So we ended the day just over $1,000, $1057.83, all because of the crazy ass trade that I did on FOSL that you'll never see me do again, because it's just not my thing. So I could have easily lost $700 on it, but fortunately I made it, and you can see nothing else really did anything. I gave back. I had a really nice trade on SQ, gave back $300 on it going into the close, and that was the end of that. So I could have had a decent day if I hadn't made that mistake, but sometimes you push the envelope a little bit too much. So I'll take that. We had a decent day, an okay day Monday, a little red day yesterday, okay day today. We'll see if we can finish strong Thursday and Friday. SRPT, this is the stop we closed out on Monday. It stopped me out, and I think we looked at that yesterday. I don't even know why I'm looking at it again. Okay, LAZR, this is the one that stopped out yesterday. I put it at break even, and so we ended up with $50.49. So practically a break even on the swing. And I took it off because of how the market felt. I think I did the right thing there. And then APPS, this is the other one that we got stopped out on yesterday. And we locked in 2,200 on it. Hold on. 2,272 on it. So it's tomorrow's Thursday. I'm 99% sure I won't take any more swing trades this week. I rarely take any on Thursday. And we'll just start the new month. So I went ahead and closed this out, knowing I'm not going to really take anything else. So not a bad month. Now I did trade a little bit more than what I normally trade. But I normally have 4 to 5 trades a month. This one I had 7. But this would have been probably almost a $20,000 month, or a $20,000 month if I hadn't taken a chance on SBUX. This was one that I took a chance on. I anticipated the entry and ended up getting burned on. But everything else was okay. These were modest wins. We didn't get the follow through that we wanted on these trades. Chewy was the big one. That one got the major follow through. And if I'm not mistaken, it did pretty good today. Alright, but that's going to do it. That wraps it up for me. So you guys have a great night, a great evening, and I will catch you in the morning.